acting is not for the timid. Acting is not for the shy. Acting is not for the person that wants to hide his or her talent. Acting is for the bold, the brave, and the people who take risks. If you don't step out, well, stay tuned for the rest of that sentence. If you don't step out, chances are really, really good that you are not going to make it. If you don't do anything, you won't get anything. You don't get something for nothing. There are 3 things that you don't know, and I want you to write these down now. I'm here to help you. 30 years experience as an actor and an acting coach. I know some things, and I want to share with you, and I want to share them with you today, right now. So grab a pen. Number 1, you don't know what a casting director is thinking. That's right. You have no idea what they are thinking. So don't get caught up in that. Because the moment we get caught up in other people's thoughts, which is actually impossible, we lose track of where we're going. We lose focus. We lose confidence. We lose the ability to give our best. Number 2, you don't know what kind of day that director has had. You come in a long line of other people auditioning for the same role, and that director could have a cold. That director could have had an upset stomach. He or she could have had problems at home. There are so many things. Consider your own life. Consider your own life. Isn't it true that when you go to an audition, even though you're pumped and excited and you want to do your best, and you do your best, you have to put your baggage down, don't you? Absolutely. And quite frankly, it's a lot easier for you and me as actors to put our bags down and our baggage at the door, leave it at the door, than it is for a casting director. I'll tell you why. Because that casting director, he or she has a lot of people counting on them. And they have seen hundreds of people over the past days that are auditioning for the same role. So they have a big stack of photographs and resumes and looking at acting reels and all those other things that they are responsible for. And you come in bright and cheery, as you should, and positive. They are going to love you. Why? Because you came in with the right attitude. You might even cheer them up. However, you don't know what kind of day they had. So don't assume that you know what kind of day they had, which falls back to you don't know what they're thinking. Number 3, you don't know exactly what they want. That's what I said. You don't know exactly what they want. Because when you walk in and you're the 362nd person to come in to audition, bringing your best, there is different factors that come into play. 1, your physical type. Are you the right physical type for that role? Because if you're not the right physical type for that role, that's nothing really that you can do about it. So don't take it personally, because rejection is actually redirection. So what I said, rejection, which is very personal, I understand that, is actually redirection. So if you're not the right physical type, you are the right physical type for something else. So I'll give you an example. You want to try out for more than one part? Try out for more than one part, one role, because that'll give them more flexibility, which will improve their day even more. You want to be their best friend sincerely and with great integrity. They will respect that. That's just good business. That's good relations, because you only have 5, 10, 15 minutes with them, and then they're on to someone else. So you want to make a good impact. Let's do it sincerely. Now I'm going to tell you the 3 things that you do know that will work to your advantage. You writing these down? Good. Number 1, you know your type. And if you don't know your type, I'm going to tell you how to know your type right now. You have 5 different factors that make up you. 1 is what you stand for morally or spiritually. Everybody has certain beliefs that they carry that carries them through life. So knowing what you believe morally and ethically is very, very important, because guess what? Well, number 1, it's important to you as a human being to get along in society. Number 2, characters have the same arenas, because characters have the same situations. They believe certain things. They don't believe other things morally or ethically. Why? Well, because script writers are people, and that's what they write about. They write about people, just like you and me. Number 2 is physicality, like I said earlier. What kind of body type do you have? What kind of face do you have? What kind of color hair, color eyes do you have? How do you walk? How do you greet people? Your body language. Your body language is absolutely huge. That's why it's so important for you to get out with physical people and be physical. Let's get physical, physical. I want to be physical. Seriously, what you want to do, you want to get out with people. Away from the computer, because that's just research. You want to get out and try your luck. Try your wing. Figure out who you are and how people interpret you, especially directors. Number 3, the middle finger, is your belief system, which kind of goes with your morally and ethically side, and your physicality. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about other people? What do you believe about God? What do you believe about your acting career? What do you believe? What is your BS? That's what I said. Belief system. The more you know yourself, the more of a successful actor you will become. Number 4, emotional makeup. How are your emotions? Are you stable? Are you unstable? What makes you tick? What makes you feel? What triggers do you have that set you off, or that make you happy, sad, glad, mad, angry, frustrated? Sets you off emotionally, because acting is about guided emotions. Why do you think that people love to see you on stage? Or why do you think people love to see you on stage or in a film? Because it's your emotional makeup and how you control those emotions and lend your emotions to the character. And the more truthful it is, the better actor you will be. And the more auditions you will see. And number 5, financial. That's what I said, financial. Ooh, financial causes you to be emotional in some way. It causes beliefs, doesn't it? It influences what you believe, how you take care of your body or how you don't, and your moral and ethics. So again, I say the more you know about yourself, the easier it will be to relate to a casting director, to relate to people in general, to relate to your script, to relate to the characters that you play and you audition for. This is why it is so important to audition, and don't expect anything from that audition. Just do your best. Because the auditions are not about you. Ego, take a back seat. The auditions, are you ready for this? Auditions are for the film, the stage play, the character, the supporting characters, the supporting roles. For everybody that's involved, you're there to serve. You're not there to become a star. You're there to serve. That's what I said. You are there to serve another character. Acting has nothing to do with ego. And the moment we allow as actors ego to step in, it's going to step on us. It's going to just deflate us. Sally Field once said, the best thing an actor can do is get out of his or her own way. And it's the truth. And the more you believe in yourself, the easier it will be for a casting director to cast you in a role. Because actors create an atmosphere, an environment. Now, an environment is a physical place. It's either inside, outside, interior, exterior, time of day. But as far as an atmosphere is concerned, the atmosphere has to do with how you relate to other people, how you work a room. Now, I'm saying all of this to say this. Get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. And how do you do that? Not sitting in front of a computer, because if you sit in front of a computer, this is just research. You're a researcher. You're not an actor. You need to get out. I tell my students this all the time. In fact, it has come to this. I have created a master class for actors, specifically an online group of actors to understand who they are and why they do what they do. I invite you to take a look at it, and I invite you to take a look at the link down below and click it, and it might be for you. Now allow me briefly to review what we have just went through. Number 1, you don't know what a casting director is thinking, ever. You don't know what kind of day they have or is having, and you don't know exactly what they're looking for. But what you do know is, you know yourself. You know yourself morally and ethically. You know yourself physically. You know yourself mentally. You know yourself emotionally, and you know yourself financially, which is very relatable and parallel to the role that you're auditioning for, or the role that you have been accepted in. So it's a ratio of 3 and 5. Who's the winner? You are. You have 5 reasons. You have 5 things that you know about yourself, and 3 things that you don't know about the casting director. You focus on yourself, and yet you know, and keep this in mind, you know that you're there to serve. You are there to serve. You're not there to be a movie star. That happens and it doesn't happen. You have no control over how people will like you. But you do have control over discovering what kind of actor and human being you are every single day of your life. Does this make sense? Good. I'm glad that you agree. If you need an acting coach and a life coach, I could be the one for you. Look me up at davidthompsoncoaching.co, davidthompsoncoaching.co. Talk to me, write to me, take action, because actors act, don't they? Yes, we act. We have activities to actually do and not sit on our duff, watching our butt get bigger. So get up and get going. So get up and get going.